Aaron Whitlow.
And I'm Brandon Spivey.
You can feel the enthusiasm out of him. We are the Markout Movie Podcasters. What are we doing today, Brandon?
A bad movie?
Very bad movie.
We're doing Hidden Strike with Jackie Chan and John Cena.
And John Cena. Wow. This movie was terrible. You know, at first, like with the name of it and everything, it was kind of a throwback to like the old 80s type of action it wanted to be. But also it wanted to be like a buddy cop type of film.
Yeah.
But it also wanted to be something else. It was just, and then two words, green screen. CGI.
That don't actually bother me at all, but yeah, you could tell it was a green screen. What bothered me was John Cena.
He was in a different movie.
Terrible. Like
honestly, the most saving grace in this film is Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie's the reason I finished it.
Yeah.
But this was also filmed in 2018. It took 5 years to get released. So this was Cena early in his career. You know, I mean, pretty early. Once he got what was his? See, he's made me forget what movie he started out with.
Well, his very first movie was The Marine.
Yeah, you talk about that one though. He's like better in this than he is in The Marine. But
you think you're talking about the first movie where he kind of
broke out?
His breakout role.
Was it Bumblebee?
Yes, I would probably say Bumblebee. Was he a G.I. Joe?
Not yet.
Here's a Bumblebee. I'm confusing him with The Rock a lot of times, honestly. But here's a Bumblebee. I think that's probably his first. Because it wouldn't be that firefighter movie where he's a firefighter.
No. But his acting is kind of green. Even in Bumblebee. I like him in Bumblebee, but he's still kind of green.
I think he hits his stride. He starts to kind of come into his own train wreck, maybe.
Yeah.
He kind of starts to get more comedic and kind of that's his itch. His niche.
Yeah.
But
I don't. Like every time he was on screen, I wanted him to be off screen. And
there's only one part of the movie I liked, and it was when the Jackie and John Cena fight scene was interesting.
Wasn't believable though.
It wasn't believable, but also Jackie. It felt like Jackie carried him.
Yeah.
Through all of it.
Well, I mean, Jackie carried him in every aspect.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackie almost broke his back carrying him so far. But like I was excited for this movie when I first heard about it because Cena wasn't attached. It was Stallone and Jackie. But Stallone had to back out because he had Creed 2, you know. So he kind of had to back out because they were filming around the same time, you know. Playing Rocky's a little bit more important than playing whoever. I think it would have been a better movie had Stallone done it, but I don't think it would have been a good movie. The story wasn't developed.
Yeah. Either way, it wasn't set up for me. You can clearly tell it's shot on a stage somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with the CGI background, it just felt like we got a comment. Super. Jackie Chan is 69-year-old and can free climb up a building. I'm in my 20s and let's crack my back when I sneeze. You're not wrong. Jackie Chan is literally He's the only saving grace in it, but it's not enough to save it. But Jackie did what he could to save it. He was
Yeah,
Jackie Chan is a delight when you see him on the screen. You're like the whole seatbelt thing. Put on your seatbelt, you know,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
slow,
You get
slow.
classic Jackie Chan, like you do, and that, like I said, that's the reason I finished the movie because of Jackie. And I'm not the biggest Jackie Chan fan. I've always been more Jet Li,
Mm-hmm.
but I do love him in the Rush Hour films and Rumble in the Bronx. I've seen a couple of his films, but not a whole lot. Like I know that he was in position to be like the next Bruce Lee, and I think he turned that down. Uh, but you know, I do like him, and he is the saving grace. But I did want to give a shout out to somebody. I don't know their name, but they play John Cena's brother. He was in Scream, the TV series. He actually
Yeah,
was the killer. You come to find out.
yeah,
Spoilers if
I
you haven't
remember that.
watched Scream,
So,
the TV series.
I was trying to remember where I knew him from, where I saw him from. That was it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And the villain is also the villain in Samaritan, the Stallone comic book movie.
Also, he's the villain. So this guy that plays the villain in this movie is the villain in everything that he's in. Like when he popped up on the screen, I was like, oh, he's the bad guy because he's the bad guy in Game of Thrones. He's like he was like a very really bad villain in Game of Thrones, like one that you just hate. He was in uh, Run Sweetheart Run as the
Yes, he
villain
was. Yeah,
in that. He was also the villain in. I feel like he was in something else where he's a bad guy. I just can't think of what it is. Like in this, but he's in something else where I'm like, oh, he's so he's gonna that's who he is. He's a bad guy. He's typecast at this point as a villain.
well, I mean, you need bad guys, but you
But
need to be.
he was pretty decent though. He was pretty decent. It
He's
just
decent, but I like him better in Samaritan
yeah,
and the vampire movie you mentioned.
yeah, run, sweetheart, run.
Yeah,
He's really like he's very hateful, but like he was the best part of the movie in Run, Sweetheart, Run.
yeah,
He's better than the main protagonist in the movie.
I
So
agree. I agree.
yeah,
But I don't know. I felt like this movie wanted to be Mad Max Fury Road.
and one in some parts, but it also wanted to be Rush Hour. It wanted to be like hey Jackie, recreate this guy, but with John Cena.
Can't do it.
You can't do
You
it.
can't. You can't.
Now it would work. This movie would have worked better if it was Jackie Chan and Batista. Honestly, it would have worked better. I think
Think
that
so?
Batista. Yeah, I think Batista would have it worked better. But it's hard to Jackie works well with people, but it has to be the right people. Like Chris Tucker, he works well with. I'm trying to think of another Jackie movie where he's paired with someone. For the most part, he didn't do terrible with what's Jaden Smith. I don't think he's bad with it. Like he's the best part about Karate Kid,
Yeah,
honestly.
Jackie. Yeah, like as I said, this is Cena really early on. Once he went full Hollywood, not early in his career when he got some movie roles, but they were WWE studio films. But this is he's still green. Uh, and a lot of people will say Cena sucks as an actor today, and I'm not going to disagree. He's good at he's good in Peacemaker.
Yeah,
Like he's good at those type of roles.
he's good in roles where he's not. You don't expect much from him. Like in a role like Peacemaker. Like honestly, like Peacemaker, you don't expect much from him. But honestly, and I said this a couple weeks ago, he's no Dave Bautista. And he's no Rock. He's no them. And I'm not saying Rock's a great actor. Rock's good at what he does. He knows what he can do, and he doesn't stray from it. And he's good at it. He's like bankable. He's very bankable. But I think Batista is the most out of all of them. Batista has the most range out of all wrestlers turned actors. Batista has the most range. But
I mean, I can't disagree. I won't. I don't like him as much, but I will not disagree that as an actor, he does have more range. He's been smarter with his roles as well. Like he wants to be taken seriously, and I applaud that. But this story, what is it even about?
It's like, they're trying to find a purse? That's the thing. You look for a phone and a purse and oil, and there's a village, and John Cena like lives in the village.
Yeah, and he wants water. That's why he's on this little mission of his with his brother and his team. Because if he can get 100 grand, they'll get water
Now that you
from the
mentioned brother,
villain.
I totally see him now as I see him in Scream now. When you said it, and when you just mentioned him again, I just seen him. I'm like, yeah, that's totally that guy. Which that movie, that show was that it didn't end right. It did not end right. They should have did better. Anyway, uh, yeah. Oh man, this movie is terrible. It was like I was bored most of the time when I was watching it. I was like, no offense, it's not for you. You thought it was gonna be great. I thought, well, it's Jackie Chan
Yeah,
just it didn't be
I thought it
terrible.
would be fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Jackie Chan, John Cena, action movie. I mean, it should be fun. But it is coming from the same director. I haven't seen the movie. I'm avoiding it. I've seen all spoilers. But it's from the same director that did Expendables 4.
Oh, so they must escort a group of civilians along Baghdad highway of death. Have you watched it, Bilper? Have you seen this film? And what did you think? Um, but what did the guy make? I'm sorry.
Expendables 4.
Oh, yeah, that's like getting destroyed right now in the box office. Um, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It makes sense that he would make because he tried to make it feel like this movie was terrible. I don't know, man. I thought at first I hated that they so the pacing, they had pacing issues too. Like it spent more time with John Cena and Jackie apart from one another. You can put that up there. Um,
I saw Hidden Strike. It was okay. Reminds me of Fast and Furious done poorly. When's it done right, Bilfer?
that's
I'm
funny.
just playing. I'm just playing.
That's funny.
I like the
Um,
bubble bath scene. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. There was some action sequence I did like. My score's not going to be too terrible. I just thought the movie was poorly done.
yeah.
That Jackie had to carry pretty much the whole thing by himself. You
Mhm.
know, and they should have got someone else besides John Cena. If you couldn't get Stallone like planned, wait until Stallone's done filming Creed 2. Come on.
Yeah. Who else would you if you couldn't get Stallone? Who would you choose?
If he was going in that direction, why not go for Arnold? I mean, if you're
Yeah.
going in that direction, you want to work with
They,
an
they,
80s action icon, why not him?
or even Dolph Lundgren. Why not give Dolph
Oh,
a
well,
yeah,
they may
but
actually have good chemistry, him and
don't
Dolph.
hate on yeah, don't hate on Dolph.
I don't
Uh,
hate on Dolph. He just
you don't immediately think Dolph.
no. I love Dolph. I love early Dolph, and I like Dolph in Expendables.
I like Dolph. I thought the best Dolph was in the Creed film. In the
Yeah, I
when
mean
they,
he did a great
that
job.
was
I
the
mean,
best. That was the best Creed. Creed 2 is the best Creed film out of all
but
three.
when he's doing a movie by himself and he's the main guy, the movie sucks majority of the time.
I come in peace. You're right. It was terrible.
I actually like that one,
You
but
like
yeah, it's cheesy and fun. I liked it. It's totally not believable, but I had fun with it. But
Punisher?
I liked it as a kid. I liked the movie
Now,
he did with Brandon Lee though. Uh, but it was like a long time ago. Like
hmm,
I mean, of course, he's passed
What
away after
movie
the
did
Crow.
with Brandon? What movie did? Now, I'm trying to think of the movie he did with Brandon Lee. I don't recall that one.
Early 90s.
I vaguely remember it. I remember my earliest Brandon Lee film was Rapid Fire,
Yeah, it
which
was right before that one.
I like Rapid Fire. I thought that was fun. So, but
Yeah, I mean, I love Rapid. I actually like every Brandon Lee movie I've seen. So I
was he
mean,
Double Dragon?
what now?
Wasn't he? He was not in Double Dragon. That's
He
the
was
caucus.
not.
That's the caucus. That's the caucus. And that's that dude from Party of Five. My bad.
Yes, one has martial art experience and the other one doesn't.
Now it would have been better if they would have had Brandon Lee and Dukakis in that movie. That would have been a better film.
Yeah, it would have been better, but it would have
Mark
still been
Dukakis?
really bad.
Mark Dukakis, I think it's his
Yeah,
name, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He double track. He did kung fu.
He did Kung Fu. Didn't he do?
He
He did Kung Fu.
did.
Uh, yeah. I don't know. I like Brandon, but and his life was cut too short. But yeah, anyway. But Jackie, I think that it would have been better if you would have had maybe. Now, it wouldn't work. I was gonna say it'd been cool to see Jackie, but that'd been way too old. Like Jackie in a Chuck Norris, that'd been way too old. If you want to go younger, I say Jackie and Ryan Reynolds wouldn't have elevated it. It would have, but it wouldn't. It's still a piece of crap. It would have been a terrible movie, and I don't think Ryan Reynolds would agree to do this movie. Um,
You don't think so?
uh, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know if Jackie's enough to get Ryan on board.
I mean, he did Red Notice. I'm not speaking ill of Red Notice. I'm just saying.
It's him and The Rock. Rock is enough to get him on board. It's him and The Rock, right? Red Notice.
Yeah, and Gal Gadot. Yeah.
And Gal Gadot. Yeah, that's enough to get him on board.
So Jackie's not enough.
But Jackie
Working with a legendary martial artist is not enough.
Jackie in the '90s would have been enough. Jackie in the early 2000s would have been enough. But Jackie now, it's not enough. Jackie's not enough now.
Well, who we got, man? I mean, in the martial arts genre, we got Jackie still making big budget movies. You got Van Damme, who's not making big budget movies, and you got Tony Jaa. I mean, it's
I like Tony, but they don't give Tony enough. Now I can't say that they got him in Expendables 4, right?
He was in the last Triple X movie.
Yeah,
I think he was still in that. I know Donnie Yen was.
I like Tony though. I wish that his career.
He was in a Fast and Furious movie too,
mm-hmm.
as one of the villains. I think the last Paul Walker one.
Yeah, he was in that one. That's with a little bit of Paul and then more of his brother kind of filling in as a body double. But yeah, he was in that. But I don't know, man. I don't know who we have as the big martial art. Now, I would say Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen's probably the biggest.
He's the biggest one that we have now.
I mean, still going. Yeah, I would say Donnie because he
still can go pretty well. But Jackie, I was wondering, did he do most of his own stunts in this? Like I'm pretty sure he's dialed it back. I don't think he's doing crazy stuff anymore. As crazy as he was, I don't think he is. But maybe he is. I don't know. Like, do you feel like he dialed it back, and they maybe had him on a harness doing some things, or
probably on a harness?
Okay.
I mean, he is 69.
I can't think he's doing like crazy stuff now. It's at his age, man. It's just too risky. There's no reward there. I don't know.
But I mean, he outlasted Jet Li because Jet Li's retired pretty much. I don't think he does hardly anything today.
Forbidden Monkey, was that the last one? Forbidden something about Monkey or Kingdom or something? Is that the last one? The one with Jet and Jackie?
No, Jet Li did Milan. That was the last movie he did.
Oh, he did, didn't he? I hadn't seen it. I never seen Milan.
Yeah, that's the last time I've seen him anyway. I don't think he didn't come back for Expendables 4. No one really did, except for Statham. Even my guy Sly decided to take a back seat. Not going to talk about it. It's the reason I don't want to watch it. It was his series. I know he wanted out though, so I understand. I think Randy Couture's in it, but I'm not. I mean, he's not a selling point. I mean, but as far as this movie, I did like the hijacking scene, even though it was green screen.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I was like, oh, cool. Because I thought, oh wow, this movie's gonna be completely different than I thought. I thought it was gonna be Cena and Jackie teaming up somehow, but it's gonna be them fighting each other. Of course, that didn't last long, but
You see,
it would have been better though if Cena would have actually been the villain.
yeah, that I can see. Jackie and Jason Statham. That'd be enough to get me there. Because they would make it. That I'm a mark for Jason Statham. So I've always been a fan of his ever since like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. So I've always
Surprisingly
enjoyed.
enough, I'm not the biggest Statham fan,
Really,
even though he does star in my favorite book series, The Meg. But I'm not the biggest Statham guy.
did you not like him in Transporter or where
No,
like so?
I like him. I just I
Not
don't
enough, not enough to put your butt in the seat.
I don't think he's as advertised. Like I don't he doesn't do enough for me. He's like he was supposed to replace he was supposed to be the big action star in the early 2000s and I just never really bought him. I love him more when he works with Guy Ritchie because he gets to
Mm.
show off his humor.
Yeah, he works. Well, that's who we got to start with. This guy. So that's like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is the guy.
Yeah,
Richard
I
said.
like that movie. I've liked every movie I've seen him with Guy
That
Ritchie.
and yeah,
When he gets to show off his humor, I think that's when he excels. But when he's just, a guy that's doing action and that's all he's doing, it's kind of boring to me.
yeah,
It's why it was hard for me to see him leading the Expendables. It's like he let it into the ground. I tell you that much, though.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
Unfortunately for that series, but come on. I mean, they didn't. We're getting off topic, but they didn't treat it as an Expendables movie. They treated it as this is Jason Statham's movie.
Did you? You say you haven't seen it yet,
I
though,
don't. I haven't seen it. I know all the spoilers. I know what happens. No need to watch.
right? No need to watch. Well, we can go ahead and give our marks for this because I want to bring up a couple of things before we.
All right. I'll let you go first since it's gonna be really
Uh,
low. I feel
2.
too. That's
2.
not as bad as I thought.
I give it that just primarily for Jackie Chan. I think Jackie tried his best. Jackie showed up. Jackie showed up.
Yeah.
2.
I'm gonna go 2.5, but it's merely because of Jackie Chan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think I'm being generous, really, with my score because it wasn't a very good movie, but I did enjoy Jackie. So Jackie gets me a 2.5. He got me through the movie because if he wasn't in this movie, I don't think I would have got 30 minutes in before I would have quit. But unless we were still reviewing this, then I would have to finish it, but it would be like a 1 if he wasn't in the movie. So, yeah, he's the only redeeming quality for me. Even the subplot, man, with him and his daughter, how he wasn't there for his family. They should have did more with that than they did. They kind of got lost to what they really wanted to, the story they were trying to tell. As you mentioned earlier, that it went all over the place.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. So let me bring up one thing. All right, so I watched recently Talk to Me. I thought that was a great movie. I wanted to spend a couple of minutes on it. Did you watch it yet? Have you seen
Nope.
it? Nope. Okay. It's great. I enjoyed it. I think it's A24, and it's going to segue into my next topic. But Talk to Me was a great little horror film. They do really well with the elevator horror. Now, it's not the scariest movie of all time or anything like that. I'm not gonna let you in, bro. but yeah, that's the part of the movie. But I recommend you watch it. I give it 4 Markouts out of 5. Not perfect, but I thought it was a good creepy time. And I also seen It Lives Inside, but I did not like that. I thought it was pretty terrible. Yeah, I seen it in theaters. I thought it was terrible. But did you watch anything recently you want to discuss?
Nothing new. Like
Nothing new.
really,
So
I mean,
you've been going down your horror train, haven't you?
yeah, but yeah,
Anything that
nothing. Uh, like last night, I revisited Hellfest and the Funhouse.
how was Hellfest revisiting it? That's the one that came out a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, 3 4 years ago. It's. I mean, if you're just looking for a fun slasher film with no substance, it's for you. It's gimmicky. It's. I liked it when I first saw it. You know, I thought, oh, cool, a haunted. You go to a haunted house. You're getting, you being targeted. I thought that's a cool idea. It's a cool concept, but it's very gimmicky in my opinion. And
Someone did it better.
revisiting, I've then I went back and watched it again, and I was like, I don't like this as much. Then I watched it last night. I was like, yeah, it's not what it's not what I felt the first time.
What was the movie that we watched that we reviewed that we thought we did it way better than Hellfest? It was the one with the clown
Hunt.
in it. Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it did it way better. And it was like, yeah, it's actually genuinely a pretty creepy film. Let's see. Gran Turismo is my favorite. I saw recently. I've heard great things about it. I'm surprised. I didn't think it was gonna be good, but I've heard nothing but good things about it.
I haven't seen that either.
But it's one of those that I will wait to see whenever it's streaming. But I did want to mention another thing real quick, and this is the segue. So in Halloween is being shopped around to different people, different studios, and right now the biggest studios I've heard that's bidding back and forth, A24 and Miramax.
But A24
Miramax
just did it, right? Or
Yeah.
Blumhouse.
No, Blumhouse did it. Blumhouse did it. Blumhouse did it for 3 films. Then they dropped it and said we're not going to do it anymore. So when
I mean, you killed him. How can you do it?
Yeah. They make money with it too. But Paramount is looking. Paramount was looking to get it maybe with its own screen. They don't think Paramount have. Do they have the rights for Friday the 13th or no?
Yeah.
But they're shopping
there. They're doing the TV show on there, so yeah, they have some rights.
Yeah. And then I don't know who owns Nightmare. I know all of them are on Max right now. Both of them are on Max.
I think Freddy still is owned by New Line, which is Warner Brothers now.
Does Miramax own any horror? Do they have a horror division? Or are they trying to start?
No, I haven't heard anything from Miramax since the early 2000s.
I think they're trying to start a horror division, maybe. Because
they once had him. They once had Michael.
Who has Conjuring? No, I'm trying to think of somebody that has some horror movies that came out.
Universal, I believe.
Universal. Well, not Universal, but somebody has like some horror movies that came out and they did okay with, like Smile. I think it's in the.
I think it's Paramount as well.
Paramount, okay, maybe it's Paramount then. Somebody's trying to amp up their horror division, but what's your thoughts on this A24 somehow gets there? What would that look like for you? Like, what would that look like? Would it be an elevated Halloween movie? Would it be like
yes?
Zombie
I would have to say no to that. You can't do that. Then again, his last movie and what they did to him there, so which I understand all you Michael Myers fans. I get your gripes on that movie. I do. I understood it. But they did do something fresh with that franchise. Or at least they attempted to do something fresh.
Blumhouse parent company is Neon. Neon is owned by 30 West. Who do you think, Bilford, would be a good fit for Halloween? Is it, it's going to clearly continue. Which I don't know. And I think Michael will still be the character. I kind of had an idea that wouldn't it be kind of cool if No, don't shoot the messenger. Just an idea. Just a thought. If Jordan Peele gets it,
No.
make it.
Why does
Make
Jordan
it.
Peele got to do Michael Myers? Here's a
Well,
problem. Here's a
because
problem.
make it like we can make it
You know
more
what he
like
would do?
it'd be a black Halloween, and that'd be kind of cool with that.
No,
No,
no. Okay, no, and no.
let Halloween die, Biffle says. It's not gonna die. So who would you say would get it?
Okay, I gotta go back to Jordan Peele. No, and here's why I say no. And it's kind of like what you said because he says he doesn't really want to work with white people.
Oh, he says that.
Yeah, he does. Like no main character in his movies are going to be white. Like they're going to be
Black Michael.
you can't have a you can't do that, Aaron.
Why not?
Create his own version of Michael. Okay, right?
You said right.
Okay. Say you do get a black Michael. You're talking about Halloween fan base here. They will be outraged, man.
They're riot.
I mean,
Michael's
look
not.
what they did with Little Mermaid. I just don't think.
Look what they did with James Bond.
Yeah, I just don't think. I just look at it as a whole. You
I
know,
watched another Halloween thing. Well, you say
a sissy sequel
that,
before I
that,
watch.
that movie that was on like Shutter. That's terrible. I understand what you're saying because that
Sissy
movie's
sequel?
very, very bad. Sissy was a bad movie. It's a movie on Shutter. Terrible.
That makes sense.
Terrible. Probably one of the worst movies. Is that a 2023 movie? Because if so, that's gonna make my list. Probably one of the worst movies I've seen.
I tell you what, it would be like. It would be better than this. It would be better, but it'd be like Scream season 3 if Jordan Peele made it.
They tried. They gave it a shot. They gave that a shot.
They did. They tried. They tried. That's what it would be, and fans would crap all over it.
Of course.
Just being real, they would. Now,
But
personally, okay,
who
say
would
they
what
changed the
studio
race.
would you like? What studio would you like to see make it? What you trying to say? A Mexican Halloween?
No.
Michael
If
Michael
it was,
Morales?
honestly, I would love for them to get all the horror icons together in one studio. Do what the old Universal monsters did. Create a shared universe with those characters. I would love that. That's been a dream of mine since I was little. So
Well,
I know
Peacock.
it's a pipe dream, but it's still been one.
So NBC owns Chucky, right?
I don't know who owns Chucky anymore.
So he's on Peacock a lot. So I assume NBC has something to do with him. Time Warner, I guess is that Time? Who owns?
Do they
Who
own
owns?
Chucky, or do they own? Or I guess they own Chucky.
Because
Who
Chucky
owns-
he writes is different from Child's Play, right?
Yeah,
Child's Play is different from Chucky. Chucky is now his own
yeah.
thing. But
Maybe why you don't get another movie with Chucky
yeah,
under the Child's Play,
yeah.
storyline.
So
Timeline.
Don Mancini has his films not been called Child's Play? They've been called Bride of Chucky, This of Chucky, What of Chucky, da da da. Right? It's not, but it's not been called Child's Play.
Yeah,
Okay.
hasn't been called Child's Play since the third one. Since Bride. Yeah, so I assume that's when their issue started.
I will give Don Mancini credit. He's been keeping the continuity alive. It has the most continuity
Excuse me.
of all the horror genres, and for better or for worse, but it does. For better or for worse. But you never seen the Chucky show. Well, you started watching it, but
I watched a few episodes. I liked it, and then I heard they killed a certain character off. I'm like, what is he doing?
you got to finish watching it.
What is he doing?
Why
Why are you killing my guy off, man?
You got to finish watching it.
Everybody loves that character. Why are you killing him?
Don't believe the hype. Finish watching it, Brandon.
What do you mean finish watching it? Are you saying he's not dead?
Yeah, finish watching it. Yeah, finish it. I'm not gonna spoil it, Brandon. Finish watching. But anyway, but yeah,
I do want to ask you though.
Yeah.
Since you brought it up,
Mhm.
a black Michael Myers.
I'm down.
I mean, okay, I'd be okay with it if Jordan Peele directs it, but
But I don't see him directing all three. That's the only thing. He wouldn't direct all three. Or
I
all
think
how
it
many?
changes him if it's a black Michael Myers. As long as he doesn't change it like Rob Zombie changed the character, becomes a real big mama's boy like Jason Voorhees.
No, I mean you can start with like I see it starting kind of primarily kind of like how Candyman started, like somewhere in like a, and that's not his, but it is his. You know what I'm saying? Candyman wasn't his, but it felt like his. But because he's the producer, it felt like he had hands in Candyman, which I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. But I felt like it would start maybe instead of like a like it maybe be in a project somewhere, and Michael is kind of birthed out of like that environment of being around that. And there's no Lori. You'll change the name Lori to something else. But he'll just stalk a new group of kids. Maybe he's the old man that people say, "Oh, old man Willie." You know that type of person, the guy that you don't mess with. He lived in this old apartment building that's condemned, but in reality, he is back. And on one Halloween night in this neighborhood, he starts killing a lot of people. It'll be interesting.
It'd be interesting. I just think you should just create something
But
that
but
should be
no,
your
but
own thing.
the thing is, if you try to create that debate, everybody gonna be like, "Oh, you're trying to make Michael."
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
it will work though. Yeah,
That's fair. I mean, I didn't hate Candyman. I was just disappointed they didn't use Tony Todd,
as
except for
much.
that CGI. You
Yeah,
know,
they should have utilized Tony more. Like my biggest fault with that is I wish that the Candyman that we saw doing the murders in that movie was actually Tony versus.
yeah,
Or I would even sell for a DH Tony if you needed it to be that way. But Tony was pretty good for his age, regardless. Um, but yeah, I just wish it would have been him and with his voice because he has presence. He made that character something else. And you got him with the stand-in dude. This great value. Not Matisse. What his name is, whatever his name is. Not him. I like him, but I wish that the person that you seen doing the killing whenever he appeared was Tony. Was Tony. That would have been cool. Um,
I mean, yeah, it would have been. I don't know. I've only seen it once. I didn't go back and revisit it, even though I plan to for my Halloween-a-thon. But I kind of want to watch them all, but I don't know if
mhm.
they're all streaming. But I didn't hate it. I was so hyped up for him to come back and to get what we got from him. It left me disappointed.
Yeah.
But as far as your question, which company, studio, I think should get Halloween? If it's between those two, I'm gonna say Paramount.
Mm.
'Cause I don't want to elevate Michael Myers.
Yeah. Well, not Paramount. It's Miramax.
Oh, Miramax. I would still go Miramax.
I don't know, but which is Miramax? Is it the Weinstein Company?
Used to be.
I'm pretty
Are
sure.
they still? I mean, is that one brother still around?
Yeah,
I know the
yeah.
other one's not.
One's in prison. I assume the other one is, but maybe I don't know. I
I
wouldn't
think
want
that's who did H2O. It was Miramax.
Miramax. I don't know, man. I don't know what the horror category is, but I know that whoever did Smile and whoever did a couple of other little horrors that was got a little buzz. There's a whatever studio they thought about. Well, hey, we should create our own studio, horror studio subdivision, and they wanted maybe Michael to champion that division, which that'd be that'd be cool. Like the same people that did Barbarian is the same people that did Smile, or is that different studio? I feel like
Barbarian
Smile,
was done by WB, I think, or CW, not CW. Warner Brothers.
Warner
I
Brothers.
think. I think.
And then Paramount did Smile.
Pretty sure. I'm almost
Uh,
positive on that.
what's another little horror that came out a few years ago that was like kind of got a little buzz?
Uh,
Who did Megan?
did what? Megan? Paramount.
Paramount.
I was
Maybe
like, wasn't that Blumhouse too? Incorporated?
I don't know who's
It was a
who's
James Wan and James
who's
Blum.
James Wan's studio is Monster or something like that, right? Something like that.
I'm pretty sure they worked together on Megan though. James
Atomic
Blum and
Monster.
James Wan.
I think Atomic Monster is James Wan's studio. Uh, which I would think that it would be kind of cool to have James Wan. I'd like to see what he can do with Michael. Uh,
I've
honestly,
always would love to see him just do a slasher movie, and he kind of did a little bit of that with *Malignant*, but but it wasn't straight up slasher.
you know,
Closest he's gotten to it though.
not studios but directors. I would like to see what what's his name? He did Haunted of Hill House.
Oh, your guy,
Yeah, I'm blanking on his name. He also did
Mike Flanagan.
Mike Flanagan. I'd like to see what he could do with Halloween. Um,
Yeah, he's too far up Stephen King's butt to do anything else.
this is true.
He is. He is though. And I don't mean that in any disrespect or anything. It's just he really loves Stephen King's work, and he wants to pretty much adapt everything. He's doing the Dark Tower as a TV show. So I mean,
There's something else that's coming out. The House of Usher or something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
That's gonna be on Netflix.
Is that another
Um,
haunted house show?
Probably. I don't know. The last one wasn't it. Now I did like Midnight Mass. I thought that was great. I did like Haunted. Yeah,
And
Haunted.
didn't he do like a something circle? It was like based on
The
King book,
Midnight. Yeah, Nightmare Club or something. I don't know what it's called.
something like that.
Yeah, but it was terrible. I thought it was bad. But he he he's hit or miss, honestly.
He's hit or miss
Bill
now for you.
Lee Wanell is my only choice to redo Halloween. He did great. I haven't seen Upgrade, but Invisible Man was great. Lee Wanell, plus he's a student of James Wan, essentially. So I think that he would do it really well. Yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe a good choice.
But it gets back to James Wan. I think James Wan would do a great job. Because now it's not his fault. I hated Nun too. I thought it was terrible. Terrible. I just don't like the Nun. That's what it is. I think I've come to that realization. It's just not for me. But
Also,
some of
the franchise is on its last legs.
Conjuring wasn't bad. You said you watched them and you was like, I can't believe how bad some of them were, right?
Well, not the Conjuring films per se, but I didn't like the Nun. Going back, I saw its flaws. What was the first Annabelle? Didn't really care.
But
It's not as it's just boring. I like Annabelle 2 and 3, but the Curse of La Llorona was
man. It was man.
yeah. I do really like the first Conjuring film, but Conjuring 2 is just okay.
It's the same thing, but in England, essentially.
Yeah.
It's the same.
And Conjuring 3 I like because of the story. It's not the same old thing they usually do.
Is that the devil made me do it?
Yeah.
I
You didn't
like
enjoy it, but I liked it because it was different. But I mean, as far as it wasn't scary at all, but it was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the franchise is on its last legs.
Yeah. All right. That's a good segue into next week. What are we doing?
We're gonna. Okay. It's supposed to be Aaron's pick, but he wants me to do it first since I'm going back. I'm picking the old Universal monsters. I'm going to pick Dracula from 1931. And I'm assuming you're going to pick a version of Dracula the following week.
Now I'm debating whether or not where I'm going to go with that. I would go Hammer, but I don't see many of them streaming anyway. The Hammer films, which I've never seen any of the Hammer Dracula films. But I think I'm going to do a version of a Dracula, which I think would like pick Dracula. I would not do that. I would not do that.
I've never seen it.
God bless Marshall, whatever his name. He's brilliant actor, and he's great in that role, black exploitation. But it's just so. Now, I would do a compare and contrast between Blackula and Vampire in Brooklyn, which I think they're essentially the same type of film, just different decades apart from one another. But I would like to. That would be an interesting little subgenre to do one day. But now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with that Dracula. I don't think I'm gonna go Bram Stoker's Dracula, the one that came out with Gary Oldman, Odom or
Odin.
Odom, yeah.
Pretty sure it's
What's
Odin.
It's Oldman. Okay. Odom. I don't know. Nobody does. Anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna go that or I'm gonna go a different one. I think I'm gonna go a different one because that one's so long, and I never really enjoyed it. I'm gonna go out and say that I never really liked Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's
That's
never
one
been.
with Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder, right?
Yeah.
I've seen it. I don't know how I feel about it. I've seen it once. I
Yeah.
saw it as a kid. It's kind of like, I guess, indifferent, I guess would be the right word. Like when I first saw is it Shelley's Frankenstein
Yeah.
with De Niro
Yeah.
as the monster?
Oh,
I was indifferent with that too. I just, it's
forget
not
about
what I thought I was getting.
And if I do Blackula, I feel like I need to do Blackenstein. That's the thing. But okay. Uh, no. But all right. Well, um, that's the end of the podcast for today. This weekend coming out is
So
Saw 10. Just kicking
she's
off the
got great
horror.
reviews.
Yeah, I've heard good things. I've never been a big Saw guy, but I am interested to see it. But I am looking forward mainly to Exorcist at the beginning. I know. I should just watch our trusted guy after he butchered Halloween with kills ends or whatever.
I have not seen a trailer to Exorcist.
But I haven't seen the trailer. I'm gonna go in blind. That's the best thing about going in, like just watching the movie without the trailer. That's what I did with Talk to Me. I just didn't watch the trailers. I just watched it. Trailers I think ruin stuff. That's my I'm a down on the hill. Trailers ruin stuff. But
Stuff.
they spoil more than Brandon trailers. Okay.
Well, there you go. Someone taught me.
All right. We thank you for watching. Brandon, what do you want them to do?
If you like this episode, click that like button, click that share button, comment, and subscribe. I almost forgot what I was saying, which is the main point to say anything. Subscribe to the Markout Movie Podcast channel.
Yeah.
Become a fan.
Become a fan. Enjoy.
Comment.
Bill, we appreciate Bilford's comments today. Appreciate him always sending in when he does get to tune in. We don't get Bilford often, but I'm glad we got him today. We appreciate you. Come back next week.
For Dracula.
Kicking off Halloween season. We're going old school, baby, with some old Universal stuff and some newish school stuff. It'll be fun. But Aaron Whitlow,
Brandon Spivey.
thanks for marking that with us.